demands equal justice under the law, Mr. Chairman. We all know that lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered Americans are awash in a sea of inequality. And I want to thank you, Mr. Chairman, and my colleague, Ms. Baldwin, for your leadership on this legislation. This bill stems from the very basic assumption that all Americans should be able to be open, honest, and safe in their homes and in their communities. This is also a principle that the American people embrace. Hate crimes do more than threaten our safety and well-being. They do more than inflict incalculable physical and emotional pain on their victims. They also terrorize communities. Left unpunished, crimes motivated by hatred toward particular groups send powerful messages of intolerance. As a member who represents one of the country's largest gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender populations, I am a proud co-sponsor of this bill. I stand in staunch opposition to this amendment because this bill will give law enforcement the tools it needs to investigate and prosecute violent hate crimes perpetrated against GLBT citizens all across this country. Let us learn from the living nightmares that were endured by Matthew Shepard and Brandon Tina. Let us all agree here and now that we will not turn a blind eye to hate in our neighborhoods, and that our police and prosecutors will have every resource they need to stamp out the scourge of intolerance. Just because you don't approve of someone doesn't mean that it's acceptable or appropriate to commit violence against them. It certainly doesn't mean that we shouldn't enhance the penalties to ensure that there is a deterrent against doing just that. Remember, years ago, when I was a young child, when you were even younger, even more years ago, Mr. Gohmert, for you, it was okay. No disrespect meant, just the fact of life. It was okay.
I appreciate your bowing to my older wisdom.
It was okay, just because of a person's skin color, or their ethnicity, or their religion. It was okay to commit crimes against Jews. It was okay to commit crimes against blacks. It was okay to commit crimes against Asians. That was more acceptable in society. Cross burnings, violence. That's why we have the Hate Crimes Act. It's not okay with you for someone to choose a different sexual orientation than you do, but Mr. Chairman, it is essential that we make sure that we do not hurt people based on on what is not a choice.
Will the gentlewoman yield? You ask a question if it's all right with me.
I'd be happy to.
And it is certainly not all right, and that's my point. Anybody that commits this kind of act of violence on anybody, heterosexual, homosexual, anybody, they deserve protection. But what we're doing with this legislation is saying a transvestite with gender issues bears protecting more so than some heterosexual.
No, we are not saying that. What we're doing is in addition to saying that it is not okay to commit crimes against them, it is an enhanced penalty. It is heinous to commit crimes against them based on the way they are living a lifestyle that is not a lifestyle choice, but it is just the way they were born, just as you and I were born white, just as I was born Jewish. We have to make sure that we protect people, and that's what the law is for. That's what this institution was created for, and I yield back the balance of my time.